Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going deep on the language of influence,
Yeah.
exploring some seriously fascinating audio excerpts
Uh-huh.
from a training session
Yeah.
all about the language of influence. We're going to unpack how language can be used to subtly guide our decisions.
Right.
And honestly, this stuff is mind-blowing.
It really is. What's so interesting is how much of this happens
Yeah.
below our conscious awareness.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this whole hidden language of persuasion.
Right.
And once you understand it,
Yeah.
you start seeing it everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Like everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so right off the bat,
Yeah.
the trainer uses this analogy of homeopathy applied to influence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll admit, when I first heard that, I was like, wait, what? You know,
Yeah.
I was picturing those little sugar pills
Right.
and wondering what on earth that had to do with persuasion.
Yeah.
But then it clicked.
Yeah.
It's all about the approach.
Exactly. He's not talking about like actual homeopathy.
All right.
But the principle behind it.
Okay.
Like in homeopathy, you apply this tiny force
Right.
in the same direction as the problem.
Okay.
To kind of trigger the body's natural response to heal.
Interesting.
So the idea is, instead of forcing change,
Mm-hmm.
you gently guide and attract people towards it.
So instead of like a hard push,
Right.
it's more of a subtle pull.
Precisely.
Oh, I like that. A subtle pull in the direction you want them to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about creating a situation
Mm-hmm.
where the person feels like they're making the choice themselves.
Okay.
Almost like they're being drawn to it naturally.
I bet that makes the whole process
Oh, yeah.
feel way more effortless, right?
So,
You're
yeah,
not battling resistance.
Right.
You're working with the flow.
absolutely. It's about working smarter, not harder,
I love that.
when it comes to influence.
Yeah.
And this actually ties into another point he makes
Okay.
about our built-in neediness detectors.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really interesting. So the trainer's saying we all have this internal radar
Yeah.
that picks up on neediness,
Yeah.
desperation in others,
Right.
and it just makes us want to pull back.
It's like an instinct turnoff.
Totally. Like imagine that stereotypical used car salesperson right now.
Yeah.
Practically begging you to buy makes you want to run the other way.
Exactly. Now imagine a salesperson who's relaxed, confident, not pushy at all.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the kind of person we're more likely to trust
Right.
and be influenced by.
Okay.
And get this, the trainer shared this story
Yeah.
about a car salesman
Uh-huh.
who would send out cards
Okay.
that just said, "I like you."
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Just, I like you.
And it boosted his sales significantly.
No way. That's kind of genius though, right?
I know.
Would that work on me, I wonder? I think I kind of want to try it now.
You should. It might sound silly, but
yeah.
it actually taps into one of Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion. Liken.
Oh, Cialdini? His book Influence is like a classic for a reason.
It is.
And the trainer, he pulls out all these amazing examples
It does.
of how these principles are used
Yeah.
in everyday life.
Absolutely. So for instance, take the principle of scarcity.
Okay.
We're all drawn to things that are limited edition
Oh, yeah.
or only available for a limited time.
Right.
Think of those like while supplies last. Sales tactics.
It's like those designer handbags
Right.
with waiting lists a mile long.
Yeah.
The fact they're so hard to get
Uh-huh.
makes them even more desirable.
It does.
Scarcity just creates this urgency
Mhm.
and value.
Totally.
Okay, so then there's authority.
Yes.
We tend to trust and be persuaded by people
Right.
we see as experts,
Hmm.
authority figures.
Like doctors, scientists.
Right, anyone with a fancy title.
Yeah. Or a uniform.
Okay, yeah.
We just assume they know what they're talking about.
Oh, we do. And the trainer mentions this really clever thing
That's that.
about admitting a weakness
Oh, yeah.
to actually boost your credibility.
Right.
It's like you acknowledge a small flaw,
Right.
and it actually makes you seem more trustworthy.
It's like saying, hey, I'm not perfect, but...
Right.
And people are more receptive to what you're saying.
Yeah, it's disarming, isn't it?
It is.
It's like, hey, I'm human just like you.
Right.
Okay, so we've got liking, scarcity, and authority.
Mhm.
What other principles did he highlight?
Well, there's social proof,
Oh, yeah.
which is all about the power of the crowd.
Right.
You know, we look to others for cues on how to behave,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the situations where we're not sure what to do.
Like when you're at a restaurant. And
Exactly.
you're trying to figure out
Yeah.
what to order.
Yeah, you look around to see what other people are having.
Right. Or online reviews, like
Yeah.
testimonials.
Yeah.
Huge.
Dude.
They're so powerful.
They are.
It's like that story the trainer told
Which one?
about people running for a bus.
Okay.
Just because they saw one person running?
It's funny, isn't it?
It is. But it just shows how easily
Yeah.
we can be swayed by the actions of others.
For sure.
Even if we don't know why they're doing it.
Right.
Okay, so then we have
Let me think.
commitment and consistency.
Yes. Once we've made a commitment.
Even a small one.
Yeah.
We're more likely to follow through,
We are.
to be consistent
Right.
with our actions and beliefs.
This is why getting someone to agree to a small request first
Yeah.
can make them more likely to say yes to a bigger one later on.
Oh, that's clever. So they've already started down a path.
Yeah.
And they want to stay consistent.
Exactly.
I see, I see.
And finally, there's reciprocity.
Okay.
That feeling of obligation to give back when we receive something,
Oh, yeah.
even if it's something small.
Like those free gift marketing things.
Oh, absolutely.
You give someone a little something.
Yeah,
And they feel obligated to buy from you.
exactly.
The trainer shared the story about how he ended up donating to a religious group
Oh, right.
after they gave him a free book,
Yeah,
even though he didn't even want the book.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's powerful. Like, even when we're aware of it,
Uh-huh.
we still feel that need to reciprocate.
Me too.
These 6 principles, I mean,
Yeah.
they're like the foundation of influence.
For sure.
They're constantly at play,
Yeah.
shaping our decisions in all these subtle ways.
Incredible.
It is. But the trainer doesn't stop there.
Oh, no.
He shares even more techniques,
He does.
including a couple he calls minor,
Yeah.
but that can have a major impact. He
Well-
calls them because. In contrast,
Okay, I'm intrigued.
tell me everything. What makes because so persuasive?
Well, it's surprisingly simple.
Okay.
People just crave reasons for things, even if those reasons
Yeah.
aren't totally logical.
Really?
Just adding because to a request can increase the chances of someone complying.
So even a flimsy excuse is better than no excuse at all.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Like our brains just crave those
Yeah.
causal connections.
That's so interesting. Okay, so then what about contrast?
Right. So contrast is all about how we perceive value in relation to other options. It's how our brains make sense of things by comparing them.
I see.
He illustrates this with a classic experiment
Yeah.
involving hot and cold water.
Oh, I think I know this one.
You do?
You put one hand in a bowl of hot water
Uh-huh.
and the other hand in a bowl of cold water for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Then you put both hands in a bowl of lukewarm water.
Exactly.
And the hand that was in cold water
Yeah.
feels the lukewarm water as hot.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
Right.
The crazy demonstration
Yeah.
of how our perception of something is influenced by what came before it.
Totally.
And this principle is used
Yeah.
in things like pricing strategies.
Oh, you mean like when a store advertises a product at a really high price
Uh-huh.
and then puts it on sale?
Exactly.
The sale price seems like a steal
Right.
compared to the original price.
It does, even if it's still overpriced.
Right. Because they're presenting a higher priced option first.
Yeah.
So you create that contrast.
Yes.
And the lower priced option seems more attractive.
Our brains are just wired to look for those differences.
That's like, whoa.
I know.
They're giving us a secret decoder ring
Yeah.
for our brain.
It is a bit like that.
It's both fascinating and a little scary.
I know.
Because if you know these principles,
Right.
you could use them to influence people
Yeah.
without them even realizing it.
That's why it's so important to be aware of them.
Right.
So you could recognize them.
And make more informed decisions.
Exactly. And avoid being manipulated.
Right. It's like having a shield
Yeah.
against those sneaky mind tricks.
Exactly.
Eh.
But it's not just about defense.
Oh,
You
God.
could also use this knowledge to become a more persuasive communicator yourself.
Oh, interesting.
It's about understanding the power of language and using it ethically
Right.
to achieve your goals.
Okay. I'm definitely starting to see the potential here. It's like learning the secrets of Jedi mind tricks.
It is a bit like that.
But for good instead of evil.
Exactly.
And we're just getting started.
We are.
He then dives into all these specific language patterns
Right.
that can be used to subtly
Yeah.
guide people's thoughts and actions.
It's fascinating.
I can't wait. It's like we're going to unlock a whole new level of understanding of
Yeah.
how language shapes our reality.
Buckle up.
Okay.
It's about to get even more interesting.
All right, bring it on. Okay, so we've covered some of the big principles, right?
Yeah.
Like scarcity, authority, reciprocity. But now I'm really curious about these specific language patterns he goes into.
Yeah, the language pattern.
Yeah. It's like learning a secret code.
It is a bit like that.
For how to communicate more effectively.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So he starts off
Okay.
talking about the power of imagination.
Okay.
He really emphasizes this.
Okay.
How important it is for people to actually visualize something before they'll take action.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like, even for me, just something simple.
Yeah.
Like getting up to grab a snack or whatever.
Right.
I have to picture myself doing it first before I'll actually move.
It's true.
Our brains need that visual to kind of kickstart the process.
Exactly. So to influence someone, you need to guide their imagination towards that desired outcome.
I see.
So he suggests using phrases like, imagine what it would be like.
Right.
Or what happens when you imagine.
Okay.
You know, to help people visualize the end result you want.
It's like planting a seed in their mind.
It is.
And letting it grow.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not forcing them, but you're helping them see the possibilities.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it allows people to kind of try things on in their mind before committing to them in reality.
I like that.
And speaking of getting people to commit, he talks about the art of building rapport, which involves pacing and leading.
Oh, yeah. The yes set technique.
Exactly. You get someone agreeing with you on a series of small things to build momentum towards a bigger request.
It's like those cheesy infomercials.
Oh, yeah.
Are you tired of feeling tired? Do you want more energy?
Exactly. You're like, yeah. And before you know it,
you're reaching for your wallet.
Exactly. That's so funny.
And then there are tag questions.
Oh, yeah.
Those little additions at the end of sentences, like, isn't it, or don't you think?
Right.
They subtly invite agreement.
Yeah.
And they can be really effective.
Oh, and he even shared some, like, sneakier variations.
Oh, yeah. Like, is it not?
Which he claims is almost impossible to disagree with.
Wow. It's amazing how these subtle tweaks to language can have such a huge impact on how we respond.
It's true.
It makes you realize how much we're influenced by things we're not even consciously aware of.
It's crazy.
Right.
He also talked about using softeners to make requests or statements more palatable. Things like, can I ask you to?
Right.
Or you might want to consider. It creates this gentler, more inviting tone.
It's like adding a spoonful of sugar.
It is.
To help the medicine go down.
Exactly.
Okay, and speaking of sneaky techniques, what about negation?
Oh, negation.
That one sounded really intriguing.
It's the art of saying the unsayable.
Okay.
So by using don't or not, you can actually plant an idea in someone's mind without directly stating it.
It's like that classic example, right?
Which one?
Don't think of a pink elephant. And you can't help but picture it.
You can't.
Even though you're being told not to.
Exactly. And he suggests using negation to kind of take the pressure off, make people feel like they have a choice.
Right.
For example, it's okay not to agree with everything I'm saying. Actually makes people more open to hearing your message.
Because it gives them permission to disagree. Which paradoxically makes them more likely to agree.
It's funny how that works.
It's fascinating.
How our brains work.
He also seemed to have a real fondness for using quotes.
Oh, yeah. He was really into that.
He was practically giddy about it.
I know. I could see why.
And he emphasized the power of storytelling.
Right.
And how quotes are essentially mini stories. By attributing a statement to someone else, you kind of distance yourself from the message and make it more palatable.
So it's like saying, my friend told me this amazing thing. It's Lackley.
Or I read this fascinating article that said, it adds that intrigue.
It does.
And it makes people more receptive to the information.
Yeah, plus stories naturally lower our guard.
They do,
So when someone starts telling a story, our brain kind of switches into entertainment mode. And we become less critical of the information.
Which makes it the perfect opportunity to slip in those persuasive messages.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got imagination, rapport, softeners, negation, quotes. What else is in this treasure chest?
Let's see.
Of language patterns?
Well, there are presuppositions. Which are basically sneaky assumptions embedded in the language.
Right.
You remember that example he gave?
Yeah.
About asking his daughter, do you want to wear this skirt or this skirt?
Oh, yeah.
The presupposition is she's wearing a skirt, period.
It's a clever way of framing the choice
It is.
While subtly influencing the outcome.
Exactly. It's like...
Yeah. You're not even giving them a choice.
Right, but it feels like they have one.
I see.
He even suggests that you can stack presuppositions
Whoa.
to further guide someone's thinking.
That's powerful stuff. Okay, so then there's...
Let me think.
Causes and meanings.
Yes, which tap into our human desire for explanations and a sense of order in the world.
So it's like we're hardwired.
We are.
To look for those cause and effect relationships.
Exactly.
Right.
So this technique is about providing a reason why.
Okay.
Even if it's not the strongest reason.
Even if it's kind of flimsy.
Yeah, even if it's not totally logical.
Interesting. Okay.
By linking actions and outcomes, you create a sense of logic and inevitability.
Okay.
Even if it's not entirely rational.
It's crazy how much we can be swayed by a compelling narrative, even if it's not entirely accurate.
It's true.
Right.
So we've covered presuppositions, causes, and meanings. What about embedded commands?
Oh, yeah, that one.
That one's interesting.
Sounded a little like subliminal messaging.
It's similar, but not quite the same.
Okay.
Embedded commands are commands hidden within larger sentences.
Oh.
Often delivered with a specific tonality or emphasis.
So, like, he gave that example of buy now.
Yes. Buy now slips subtly into a sentence.
Right.
It's a way of bypassing conscious resistance and delivering a suggestion directly to the subconscious.
I'm starting to feel like I'm learning a whole new language here.
It is a new language.
This is amazing.
And finally, we come to the wonderful world of weasel phrases.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
They are good.
Those are those stock phrases that deflect objections or create compliance without really saying anything concrete.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was particularly fond of the feel, felt, found technique.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like saying, I understand how you feel. Other people felt the same way. But what they found was...
It's so slick, isn't it?
It is.
Because it starts with empathy.
Yeah.
But then it pivots to invalidate their feelings.
It's like a verbal judo move.
I love it. Okay, and then there's that technique of asking a question.
Oh, right.
Within a statement.
Yeah, like...
Some people might wonder if this is a good idea. But I think you already know it is.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It is. You're acknowledging a potential objection.
Yeah.
But you're subtly steering them towards the answer you want.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It's a masterclass in persuasion.
This deep dive has been a wild ride.
It has.
We've gone from basic persuasion principles to like advanced linguistic Jedi mind tricks.
So true.
I'm starting to see these patterns everywhere now.
That's the power of awareness.
It is. Right?
Once you understand these techniques, you can recognize them in everyday life.
Right.
And even use them ethically to enhance your own communication.
It's not about becoming a master manipulator.
No, it's about being a more mindful and effective communicator.
Oh, I love that.
It's about understanding the tools of influence and using them responsibly to build rapport.
Yeah.
Create understanding.
Okay.
And achieve those mutually beneficial outcomes.
Okay, I'm really starting to see the potential here.
No.
It's not about tricking people.
No.
It's about understanding how communication works on a deeper level.
Right. It's about using the force for good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been incredibly eye-opening.
I know, right?
Like, I feel like I've been walking around with blinders on this whole time, and now I'm seeing the world in a whole new light.
It is.
And it just makes me wonder how often I've been influenced, and I didn't even know it.
It happens more than you think.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, these techniques are everywhere.
I guess so.
You know, advertising, marketing, sales, negotiations, even everyday conversations.
Yeah.
We're constantly being bombarded with subtle cues and messages.
So what can we do about it? Like, is it even possible to resist all these sneaky influences?
Well, awareness is key, right?
Okay.
Once you understand these techniques, you can start to recognize them when they're being used.
Right.
It's like learning a new language.
Okay.
Once you know the vocabulary and the grammar, you can start to understand the nuances of what's being said.
I see.
Even if it's not explicitly stated.
So it's not just about recognizing them when they're being used on us.
No.
But also being mindful of how we might be using them on others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all use these techniques.
I guess so.
To some extent. Whether we realize it or not.
Right.
The key is to use them ethically and responsibly.
Right.
Not to manipulate people, but to communicate more effectively.
Yeah.
To build stronger relationships.
I like that. Using our powers for good.
Right.
But I have to say, with so many techniques,
yeah, it's a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
It can,
You know, where do you even start?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, do you have any advice?
I do.
For how to, like, practically apply this knowledge to our lives?
Well, the trainer in the audio, he recommends picking just one technique at a time. And consciously practicing it in your daily interactions.
So, like, maybe focus on using softeners.
Yeah, exactly.
When I'm asking for something.
Right.
Experiment with that. Because techniques.
See how it affects people's responses.
I see.
Exactly.
It's like working out a muscle, right?
Yeah.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
The more natural it becomes.
Right. And I bet it just gets easier over time.
For sure.
Right.
The key is to experiment.
Okay.
See what works for you.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how people respond.
Right.
And adjust your approach. Accordingly.
Makes sense.
And remember, the most effective communication is authentic and genuine.
Right.
So find a style that feels natural to you.
That makes sense.
Right.
It's about finding that balance between being aware of these techniques and staying true to yourself.
Exactly. You don't want to come across as fake or manipulative.
All right, right.
It's about finding your own voice.
Okay.
And using it with confidence and clarity.
This whole deep dive,
I know, right?
Has been so insightful.
It has been.
I feel like I've gained a whole new toolkit for navigating this world of influence.
Absolutely.
It's a journey of continuous learning.
For sure.
Right.
The more you explore the intricacies of communication, the more you'll discover about yourself and the people around you.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question based on everything we've talked about.
Okay.
What's one small change you could make to your communication style starting today?
That's a good question.
Right. Like maybe you'll use more softeners when you're making requests?
Or try the because technique.
Right. Experiment a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, the most important thing is to have fun with it.
I like that.
Yeah.
This has been awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Yeah. Keep learning.
Keep learning.
And keep using your words wisely.
I like it.